but it is.
Well, the Chiefs were the Dallas Texans originally, and Lamar Hunt finally said, I can't compete with the Cowboys, so I got to move the Texans to Kansas City. So congratulations, Dallas. You won a Super Bowl. Am I right?
Only a handful of people.
Not bad.
You and I.
No, there's a big handful in Dallas who know that one.
Not bad. All right, guys, we are back in L.A., and we have such an amazing show lined up today with all the reactions to the Chiefs winning last night's Super Bowl. Did Patrick Mahomes deserve MVP? I'm very curious how you handle this one. Was Travis Kelce right in claiming the start of a dynasty? And, of course, Dak Talk will make an appearance today. But first, let's start with last night's comeback. The Chiefs are champions for the first time in 50 years, thanks to an incredible fourth-quarter comeback by Patrick Mahomes and company to beat the 49ers 31-20. Mahomes threw 2 TDs in the fourth, and KC became the first team to win after trailing by double digits 3 times in the same season. So, Shannon, what happened last night?
My homeboy happened when they absolutely had to make plays. He made plays. He's special. And Skip, we know what type of arm talent that the kid has, but it was his ability early on to get out of danger with his legs. And we've seen this. The previous 2 playoff games, Skip, he was the leading rusher, over 50 yards in both of those games. And what we're starting to see is that, and he was throwing caution to the wind because he took some direct shots. I don't know if he takes those shots, Skip, during the regular season, but he says, you know what? This is the Super Bowl. I got 5-6 months to heal up. I'm throwing caution to the wind, and I'm going for it. And I think it caught the 49ers off guard, Skip, because they kept losing contain. And not only was he getting outside and getting yards with his legs, we know what he's capable of doing throwing the ball. And I thought that's what really caught them off guard, is because his ability to throw off the wrong foot. And they was like, okay, we can't come up. Okay, he gets the first down scrambling. We come up, now he's hitting Sammy Watkins, now he's hitting Tyreek, now he's hitting Kelce. And we know he can throw the ball over your head. So I thought he was unbelievable in great adversity. And I remind you, this is only his 2nd full year of starting. He's down in the divisional round by 24. He's down in the championship game by 10. He's down in a Super Bowl. Now, we grade kudos to I know another guy that's already like a 4 or 5-time Super Bowl champ was down by 10 points in the fourth quarter. And somebody he praised and adulation, and to this day, he'll show highlights of that. I'm not going to call the guy's name. I'm skipping about
4 or 5 times. He's won 6 Super Bowls. But get it right. At least give him his credit.
No, I'm saying at the time.
Oh.
I'm saying at the time, yes, we know.
When is it my turn?
It's going to be your turn in a few minutes. But, Skip, look. And I think the thing what happened with the 49ers is that they got comfortable because normally when they get a lead, they can shut you down. They have an outstanding defense. They can run you out of the building. But we know 20 points was not going to be enough. We've seen Patrick Mahomes in those starts. He's only scored less than 23 once. So if you thought 20 was going to be enough against him in that dynamic offense, you were sadly mistaken. But you got to have help. Because you're already up 20-10, so you got to do something foolish in order to let the Chiefs get back in the ball game. Skip, when they got that second interception, it was 20-10. The next 2 drives, they had 8 plays. 5 of them was passing plays. Skip, that's not what they do. I would have thought Kyle Shanahan would have learned his lesson. That's not who they are. Even if you stop me, Skip, at what I do best, I can live with that result. I'm a pitcher, a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. If you hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball out of the park, I can live with that. I'm not throwing your slider. I'm not throwing your changeup. And I believe the 49ers got away from what they do best, but Patrick Mahomes was at his absolute best in the fourth quarter.
So, first point of order from this side of the desk. You are today disqualified. You are disqualified from gloating about my homeboy because in Miami, the great Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Fame tight end, flipped his pick to the 49ers.
That is.
The great Shannon Sharpe picked Jimmy Garoppolo to be the MVP of yesterday's Super Bowl. Am I right, Jenny Tapp?
I am happy you are bringing this up.
Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. So it's over. You can't even utter his name the rest of the show.
Oh, no, that's what he's doing.
It is over. You can't say, it's my homeboy. He does what he does. He does. No. You sold him out. You jumped his ship. You were all aboard 49ers because you played for the great Mike Shanahan, father of Kyle.
I let my heart get in the way of my head.
Okay, thank you. Now it's my turn.
Thank you.
So speaking of Kyle Shanahan, he has now been involved in 2 Super Bowls, one as obviously the coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, and last night as the head coach and coordinator and play caller for the San Francisco 49ers. And now Kyle Shanahan will be remembered for blowing 2 Super Bowls. Not one, but he blew 2 Super Bowls in most people's eyes. A lot of players and coaches, as you well know, Mr. Sharp, that they never even get to participate in a single Super Bowl. So now Kyle will become known for the 2 Super Bowls he was in, having what appeared to be insurmountable leads in both games.
Yes.
Position A, game in the palm of your hand in both Super Bowls, and failing to do what needed to get done to close 2 deals. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite about this, because I told you, and this is a week ago we talked about it, I did not condemn Kyle for the Atlanta Super Bowl collapse, because what had happened the night before in that game, the night before you were there at the NFL Honors, and Matt Ryan, you had predicted it because you had inside information. Matt Ryan was named the MVP of the league that year.
He was.
So I did not have a huge problem with putting the game in the hands of the NFL MVP to try to close the deal after Tom Brady and Bill Belichick had roared back from 28-3 down. And again, in that game, it took Matt Ryan taking a dumb sack and then one of those incredibly unfortunate holding penalties. That's what it took to derail the final drive that looked like it was going to cash and close the deal on the New England Patriots. So I'm going to give him a slight pass for the first one, but I'm giving him no pass for last night. That game is on the head of Kyle Shanahan, and you alluded to it, but the 49ers were clearly, to me, the better football team, all-around better football team. And at the crucial moment as we entered the fourth quarter, that game was San Francisco's to lose. They were in control in every way, shape, and form, because what did we start to see? I predicted yesterday, Friday, right here on Fox and Fox Sports 1, that your homeboy would throw 2 picks, and he had mid-third quarter, early fourth quarter, 2 picks, because he was struggling against a really good defense and a really good scheme and a really good pass rush that was starting to get to him. And he was pressing, and he was trying to do a little bit too much, and he had thrown 2 picks that were pretty bad because he was having, by his already legendary standards, a pretty lousy night.
Right.
In fact, at that point, it looked like it was going to be an abysmal night because he had only 10 points, and we're going into the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, the second interception leads to 1st and 10, San Francisco at its 20-yard line. And again, what do the 49ers do best?
They run the football.
They just rip and slash you running the football. It's creative. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of sleight of hand. It's a lot of motion and misdirection. It's sis, boom, ba. It's here, there, and everywhere. And that kid, Debo, whoo, is he not maybe the new beast mode of receivers?
He was unbelievable.
Hey, he was unbelievable for 3 quarters, because through 3 quarters, this team had 109 yards rushing through 3 quarters. That'll work, right?
Yes.
So clearly, the blueprint by which Mike Shanahan led your 2 Bronco teams to Super Bowls was Terrell Davis down your throat, right?
Yeah.
So what happened at that moment? They give it to Mostert on 1st down, and the great Troy Aikman, live on Fox, had this to say, if we could hear this.
Hey, we all know what's happening right now. Kyle Shanahan is going to run this ball right down their throat if they let him.
Garoppolo Kate's pass is caught on a sliding grab by Kittle.
Okay, so right on schedule, he's going to let Jimmy G throw it. And you made the point, the reason you picked Jimmy G to be the MVP is they're just going to play action. People are going to be running free all over the place because they're going to obviously try to stack the box to subdue. People are going to be open. I thought Jimmy G from the start last night was not very accurate. No. Even that was not a very accurate ball.
They showed it, and when he throws the ball, he's like, like it got stuck in his hand. I'm like, dude, All you got to do is just hit Kittle.
Just
give him
let
a
it
chance.
go.
Yes.
He's like pulling the string. He's trying to get too fine with it, right?
Yes.
Okay, but that one worked. But then it's more Jimmy G. He's going to throw it, and he's going to throw it. And I'm saying, what are you doing? Because clearly, if you get Debo back involved on sometimes it's jet sweep, sometimes it's just like a toss reverse.
Right.
Whatever. Just let him run the ball some.
Right.
At least get him a couple of touches in the fourth quarter. He does not touch the ball the rest of the way. Mostert touched the ball, ran the ball 4 times in the fourth quarter, and clearly they just got away from what got them there.
Right.
It's the old Texas expression, you dance with who brung you.
Right.
Well, he started dancing with Jimmy G.
Right.
And I started thinking about
But
Shannon.
Jimmy G looked good.
Okay, yeah,
the
right.
one that brought him there didn't look
okay,
that
but
good.
what was the big theme of Super Bowl week? They're defending Jimmy G.
Right.
He got us here. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. I was wondering if Kyle might have watched our show on Fox, which was 11 Eastern yesterday.
Right.
He might have been in his hotel room watching Shannon Sharp say, I got Jimmy G for MVP. And maybe, I think that would, seriously, I'm not kidding about this. I think that would have impact on Kyle Shanahan. Like, you know what?
No, Skip. Look, because Mike could have easily said, you know what? I have John Elway. He suffered these 3 debilitating losses.
Yep.
Let me show that he's still
could
great.
have.
Yeah, no.
No, he
We're going to
didn't.
hand that ball to TD 30 times.
Okay, I'm going to remind everybody against Green